This is the sixth video in a series that is designed to help you give useful information to the Jehovah's Witnesses so that they can make an informed decision about their religious beliefs. It is intended to do for the witnesses what you would want done for you, if you are a witness. Throughout this series, you must keep in mind the principles of Colossians 4, verses 5 and 6, and 1 Peter 3:15, and follow those principles, which are to be gracious and respectful of their beliefs. You are studying with the Jehovah's Witnesses in their favorite publication, this book, What Does the Bible Really Teach? Reading each paragraph and giving your thoughts. This video series discusses only those issues that are in this book that are contrary to the mainstream evangelical community. In each video, I give you background information and then suggest what to say and what questions to ask. As you read the rest of their book, let the witness know that their explanations are acceptable within the mainstream evangelical community. You will introduce each disputable issue by saying something like, I remember earlier in your book, in chapter 1, it says to ask questions and to continue to search for satisfying answers because I want the truth from the Bible. So I have a question in this paragraph. There's an issue in this paragraph that I wish to understand better. It is worded in a way that is new to me, and my religious community explains it differently. So I need your help to sort this out. The issue that we're discussing in this video, the sixth video, is on page 41, paragraph 11, and it's the issue of whether Jesus created all other things and that he himself was therefore created. You see, if it is as it reads in their Bible in Colossians 1:16, which says that Jesus created all other things, and I'm going to read that, then it would imply that Jesus, he's created, because it says he created all other things. Here's what it reads. Colossians 1:16. Verse 15 says, he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. We talked about that. Now it says, because by means of him all other things were created in the heavens and upon the earth, the things invisible and the things visible and the things invisible, no matter whether they are thrones or lordships or governments or authorities, all other things have been created through him and for him. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but it does say other, and the other is in brackets, which means it's not in the Bible. It's not in the Greek. They've inserted this word other twice in this verse to imply another teaching. That is that Jesus made all other things other than himself because he's created according to their beliefs. So you want to remember in your answer you're going to mention that you've checked this verse in other translations and it doesn't read that way. That's going to be part of your answer. And I'm going to give you a little bit more background information on another verse that you're going to fold in. So you're going to write in this verse maybe on another piece of paper or maybe in the margin. This is John 1:3. John 1 verse 3. And it could be their translation or whatever translation, your favorite translation is fine. You're going to turn there, and there it reads, according to their translation, it reads, all things came into existence through him, and apart from him, not even one thing came into existence. Again, all things came into existence through him, and apart from him, not even one thing. So here's the question you've got to remember. According to John, because you're in John chapter 1 verse 3, according to John, how many things came into existence apart from the agency of the Son Jesus? How many? We need a number. So that's the question. According to John, how many things came into existence apart from the agency of Jesus? The answer, according to John 1:3, is 0. That's what you're going to ask them. So here's what you're going to say. You're going to introduce it by saying, there's some things worded here that are different. It's a new thought that is different from what your community would say, and your community explains it differently. And that's here with this verse, Colossians 1:16, toward the end of paragraph 11, that Jesus created all other things. That sounds odd, and your community says it reads differently. And you checked various translations, and sure enough, at Colossians 1:16, they don't have the word other inserted there. And your community would say, check with another verse, John 1, verse 3. And that's in your notes. And you go there and you have the witness read that verse. All things came into existence through him, and apart from him not even one thing came into existence. And then you ask the question, according to John here, how many things came into existence apart from the agency of Jesus, the Son? And you say that my community would answer that by saying, not even one thing. What do you say? So if I were to say to my community, look, this one thing came into existence apart from the agency of the Son, they would say, that's false. And if I said, well, I have found one thing that came into existence apart from Jesus, and that one thing is Jesus. He is the one thing that came into existence apart from the agency of the Son. They would say that that's false. So I need your help in sorting out this verse to see how there is one thing that came into existence apart from the Son, and that one thing is the Son. Can you help me understand this point? Because I'm trying to fit it together, and I don't see it, how this verse of John 1:3 allows for the idea that there is one thing that came into existence apart from Jesus, and that one thing is Jesus. And ask them how many things came into existence apart from Jesus, and whether they come up with the answer 0, which is what the Bible says, or what their organization teaches is that the answer is 1. One thing came into existence apart from Jesus. That one thing is Jesus. Let them process it, think about it, try to answer it, and don't argue with them. Just let them answer it. Say that you'll think about it and give it some time and research it some more. Don't argue with them. Just move on to the next subject.